Welcome back, Planner Pals, to Planning with Maggie Ray, where we talk about ways to go from being busy to being productive. I'm Rachel, and since March is just around the corner, I want to go through my March bullet journal setup with you. But before we start, make sure that you give this video a like and comment below to let me know what your March bullet journal theme is going to be. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more bullet journal and productivity content coming up in the future. Okay, so to start off with my March bullet journal setup, I really quickly want to show you how February went. So this was my February spread. You can also see it on my blog, but I really liked this new monthly setup that I did in February, particularly splitting up my weeklies for my writer calendar at the bottom of the page here. The other big thing that I did was change around how I'm planning my tasks. In February, I also decided to try out a rolling weeklies task setup. So I have my tasks written on the bottom, and then I have bullet points for when I meant to do it, lines for when I started doing it, and then X's for when things were completed. And these arrows mean that they were going to be transferred to the next week. So I did that throughout February here at varying levels of success. But I did want to bring that into my March setup. So now that you have a little bit of background there, I'll switch you over to show you my March theme. So for March, I really wanted to do something that was going to have a little bit of a spring element, but I didn't want to go into the whole flowers thing that's really typical. So while I was thinking about it, I was thinking of patches of grass in the snow and the wildlife kind of coming back to your backyard. So I thought of rabbits, and I decided to keep things really simple by just doing little line drawings of these rabbits here as well, and then throwing in more of a chunky font. I usually do a lot more cursives, but this kind of block lettering really played well with the curves of the rabbits, I thought. And I picked this light green, once again, new spring grass kind of an idea to accent that. I kept my writer calendar split into weeklies at the bottom of the page here as well. I found that worked out really well last month. And then I've got this little calendar up at the top to give me an overview in a more traditional sense. Now, March is really busy for me, so what I'm going to do is go through and color code this calendar. So I'm going to add dots for birthdays, events, trips. We're going to be gone throughout March break here. We've got birthdays on the 4th, 17th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 27th. So there's lots of birthdays in March here too. There's lots of different stuff that's going to be going on. And I want to make sure that I have a spot to write down all of these plans. I always need to have a gratitude log in my monthly setup as well. I think it's really important to make sure that I always have my head on straight. So I added that in here with the same font that I used in my other page, and this cute little line drawing with a rabbit with a carrot here. Then of course I've got a planning page, which I need every single month. Now moving into my first weekly, it looks a little bit different than most of my other spreads, and I'm going to explain that to you a little bit here as well. I think the first thing to point out on my new weekly layout here is my quote. So you guys know that I'm a big Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones fan, so A Dream of Spring just really fit nicely here, and with this little bunny kind of waking up and rubbing his face like we all do. Of course, my favorite washi tape also makes a little bit of an appearance here. It's just so versatile for all kinds of different themes, and I love that it's actually like fabric, so it's soft rather than like the plasticky kind of tapes that you usually get. As you can see, the spread is set up a little bit differently than most of my other ones. I made these daily boxes smaller because I wanted to encourage myself not to put tasks here, but keep these boxes for specific appointments, deadlines, or reminders for myself. And I also wanted to be able to add in a couple of notes here and there if I needed them. But I really wanted to make sure that tasks stayed out of these boxes and they were over here on this side of the page. So For this side, I have this much larger task list. I'm going to stick with the Alistair method for tasking over here. So I've got a big task section, a day of the week, and I'm going to list everything that I need to do here. Okay, so the way that this works is I would write something in, and then the day that I want to get it done, I'm going to make a dot underneath the letter. So if I'm doing it on Wednesday, I'll put a dot right here. That way on Wednesday, I can look and see what tasks do I have to do, and then start them. And when I start them, I'm going to add that dash, and then when I finish them, I'm going to cross them out. So if I start something on Wednesday, it'll have a cross, but if I finish it on Thursday, it'll have an X on Thursday next to it. This way I can really see what day I intended to start something, what day I actually started something, and when I completed it. I'm really hoping that this is going to give me a better understanding of how long it takes me to complete something, how often other things kind of get in the way, which is what I'll write down in the notes section over here, as well as if I'm procrastinating on anything. If I'm supposed to start something on Tuesday and I don't start it till Friday, and there's no real reason, then I know that I've got to change something in regards to that type of task, maybe if I'm continuing to push it off. The last thing that I want to point out on this spread is my forecast box and my workouts. So before January, I went in and put together a workout split here. So I've got 4 different workouts, day 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I plug in the number in this first box, and then I tick it off if I did it. So that's how this little workout section functions. And then in my forecast, I find it really helpful to know the temperature that's expected on that day, as well as the type of weather. So, 1 degree Celsius and sunny, or -5 and cloudy, or snow, or whatever. That way I can go about my week planning it a little bit more in regards to what the weather's going to be like. I know that I'll want to go outside or spend some time out if it's going to be nice, or it'll be a good day for filming like today if it's going to be sunny. But if it's going to be a little bit more gray, then maybe I'll schedule a library trip with kids or something like that where we'll be inside but still be out and about. I actually got how helpful having a forecast box would be from Sheena of the Journal. So if you've seen any of her stuff, she's great. She responded to a roundup post that I asked her to contribute to 2 years ago now, and that's the thing that she said. And it's been honestly super, super helpful. So thank you, Sheena, for that. But yeah, so this is my first weekly set up for March, along with those couple of pages here as well. So I hope that this gives you a quick little idea of some stuff that you can do in order to make your spread still really cute, but super, super simple, and not take yourself like a ton of time to get a theme rolling. It's really not about the theme, it's about making sure that you have what you need to have a productive month. Okay, so I just took you through my bullet journal setup for March of this year, 2020. I'm really excited about my new monthly setup, as well as the first weekly that I showed you there as well. If you want to check out my blog post on the same topic, you'll also see some other inspiration for different theme ideas as well. So you can definitely visit me there. You can check out the description box below for the link. I'll leave it down there for you. Thanks so much for being here today, and I really hope that this gave you some great ideas for your own bullet journal setup. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. You can tag me so that I can see some of your pictures as well if you decide to throw them up there. And once again, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a quick thumbs up. It really helps. And leave me a comment below on what your theme is going to be this month. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks, bye.